Hello and welcome back to Love English. As promised, in today's lesson, we will be looking at phrasal verbs, specifically phrasal verbs with multiple meanings. Now, of course, there are a lot of phrasal verbs and a lot with multiple meanings. So today, I'm going to focus on 10 phrasal verbs with multiple meanings. Of course, I would like you to comment below. Use these phrasal verbs. You could just pick 2 or 3 and use them with their multiple meanings. So having different sentences, creating a new context for each of those phrasal verbs to be used in. Basically, personalize them. Practice using these phrasal verbs. I will check the phrasal verbs and make sure you are getting them correct. So let's get started. 10 phrasal verbs with multiple meanings. And our first one, the homework that I gave you, is take off. Now, take off has essentially 5 meanings. It can mean to remove. I took off my jacket. I took off my socks. I took off my shoes. It can mean for an aeroplane to leave, to become airborne. My flight took off a little bit late. Take off is also a great phrasal verb to be used in a business context or when talking about somebody's career. Her singing career really took off after the first single. My business is taking off. I cannot believe how well it's doing. So to increase in popularity and have success. Take off also can mean to leave. Sorry I took off without saying bye last night. I was in a bit of a hurry. Remember, take off in this way is quite informal. It's not rude, it's not slang, but you would normally use it in a context of being with friends at a party, not necessarily in a formal business situation. And take off can also mean to have some free time, to stop and have a break, not to work, not to study. I took some time off from my job because I was just so tired. Now remember, it's also important to understand whether these phrasal verbs are transitive, intransitive, separable or inseparable. I will comment below in the comment section and let you know exactly what the grammar is with these phrasal verbs. And of course, you guys are going to provide the examples. Now, one student in particular has done a great job with this homework and I just wanted to share a few of his sentences. Now, I cut my thumb, so my phone isn't recognizing my thumb at the moment. I just have to put in my passcode. So Andrea commented on our YouTube channel on the last lesson and he gave us some example sentences with take off. He did his homework. So, of course, he wrote, a plane took off 2 minutes ago. So to depart, to leave the ground. Take off, he also pointed out, is a noun. Well done, Andrea. I took off my coat. I took off my hat. There we go. I took off my shoes. Or I kicked off my shoes. That's a nice advanced phrasal verb there. My career is going to take off, a future form. Very nice, Andrea. To become really popular again. The opera singer's career was taking off. Remember, though, we wouldn't necessarily say the person is taking off. You would say their career or their business is taking off. So be a little bit careful with that one. Ooh, we've actually got one that is more advanced here. Andrea has provided. He's actually suggested that we could use take off to mean mimic or parody somebody, which is absolutely correct. Sabrah has a fantastic talent for taking off people. So Andrea had some really great examples there and even added an extra one for us. She can take him off really well, meaning she mimics him and can impersonate him incredibly well. So thank you, Andrea, and make sure if you guys want to get a shout out that you comment below and share some of your example sentences. Now moving on, number 2, another phrasal verb with multiple meanings, pass out. Now, pass out can mean to faint. That was very bad fainting and acting, sorry. But it can mean to faint, to become unconscious because maybe you're unwell, you've had too much to drink. Be careful, pass away means to die. Do not get these two confused. But pass out can also mean to distribute, okay? To share something with someone. She passed out the tests at the beginning of the exam. Simple. Now you could also pass out if you were hit on the head. However, we would usually say that you've been knocked out or knocked unconscious. So pass out there is slightly different to being knocked out, to have something hit you on the head to make you become unconscious. Right, number 3, to bring up. Another phrasal verb that's commonly confused with grow up. Grow up is active. You grow up. But to bring up someone or to bring someone up means to raise them from a child to an adult. Basically, to care for and educate a child until they are an adult. However, bring up can also mean to introduce a topic. I brought up the subject of the money he owed me and he was not happy. There's lots of things you can bring up. You can bring up an idea, a suggestion, an objection, or a problem. Now, number 4, to take out. Take out means, very often, to remove something from a place, from being inside something. So, for example, I've got nothing in my pockets. I took out my phone from my handbag. You could take your books out of your bag when you get to school. You could take out some milk from the fridge. To remove. Take out can also mean to borrow. I took out a loan from the bank. I took out some library books. I borrowed them. Take out can also mean to take somebody somewhere to have dinner, to do something. Usually for a social event, or it could even be romantic. He took his girlfriend out to the cinema and they had a great time. If you take somebody out, it usually means that you are paying for them. You are paying for their meal, their cinema ticket, maybe even their drinks. Number 5, take up. To fill or occupy. So his stuff was taking up so much space in the room. My clothes take up all the space in the wardrobe. Or so my husband says. Take up can also mean to start something, usually a hobby or a sport. I took up swimming. I really wanted to start a new exercise. Number 6, to back up, to back something up. Can mean to make sure that you have an extra copy. So make sure that you back up all your files on Google Drive or on the cloud, whatever it is. Dropbox, there's loads of options. Be careful though, with back up, if you back something up, this is the verb. The words are separate, but if you make a backup, so if you change this into a noun, then the words are together. Back up. Back up can also mean to reverse. Whoa, 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 back up there. He backed up his car and hit the tree. Now, if you back someone up, then you are giving them moral support. You are supporting their opinion or their position. Giving moral and, of course, emotional support. Sabrah always backs me up if someone is disagreeing with me. So backup can also mean to accumulate and cause a delay. So the traffic was backed up for miles. All the work has backed up and I'm really having problems getting it finished. So to accumulate and cause a delay because there's just too much of something. Now, number 7, to blow up. Essentially, most of the time, this word means to explode. So the house blew up because of the gas leak. But blow up can also refer to a person becoming angry, losing their temper very, very quickly. He blew up when I told him I couldn't make it to the party. He got really angry. So if a person blows up, they don't literally explode, they emotionally explode. Number 8, to give away. I gave away some clothes to charity. I didn't need them anymore. To give something away for free, to give for free. You're not expecting anything in return. There's no payment. But it can also mean to reveal a secret. She gave it away and told me everything. She told me the secret. I don't want to give the end of the movie away, but it's really sad. Often this phrasal verb is used more in the context of telling people the endings of films or books, to give something away, to give the story away. the ending. Number 9, to put off. This is a phrasal verb with lots of meanings. Now, first of all, put off can mean to delay. We put off the meeting until next week because so many people were off sick this week. We put off going to the movies until we had a bit more money. So to delay, you're still going to do something, but at the moment, it's not the right time. Now, you can be put off by someone or something. So here we have a passive form. You can also put someone off. Now, for example, if you decide to talk about vomit or poo while someone is eating, very often it will put them off their meal and they won't want to be eating that anymore. You could also be put off by the weather. It was raining outside and it put us off going out. We thought, better stay at home. Number 10, the phrasal verb to pick up. He picked me up from the train station, after a long day travelling. He collected me. To pick something up literally means also just to lift it. She picked up the baby when he was crying. To pick up can also mean to learn something. It is quite informal, but it's a nice way of saying that he's learnt something, that you've learnt something. I picked up a little Italian while I was living there. I say a little, poco poco. And there we have it, 10 phrasal verbs with multiple meanings. Make sure that you use some of those in the comments section below and tell me, have I missed any meanings out? And why not share some of your favourite advanced phrasal verbs below? Maybe you guys can have a phrasal verb competition. Share your phrasal verbs and see if someone else can make sentences with them. And don't forget, click that subscribe button below if you want more lessons to help you learn phrasal verbs. Thank you so much. Bye.